fucking shit. VHS 2. You were so much better than I expected. I'd go so far as to say that you were fucking amazing. Wow. I don't even know how to start this review, dude. So, for those of you that didn't watch my last one, I was not a big fan of the original VHS. It felt extremely sleazy, very low budget, and wasn't very scary. This one, however, it is tense, it is scary, it is unrelenting, it is brutal, it is violent, but it's also really, really well written. The sleaziness is pretty much taken completely out of the picture, and what we're left with is probably the goriest installment in the entire franchise. And I haven't seen the rest of them yet, but it's definitely probably going to be my favorite. Like, holy shit, this movie was so good. And I'm so fucking excited to talk about it with you. So let's not waste any time and dive right in. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, buddy? Welcome back to Enemy Station, which is a family mission, including TV and movies. I'm your host, Jason Spawn. Welcome back to our return to 31 Days of Horror. And we are talking about VHS 2. An incredible sequel in every single way, shape, and form. Just, wow. I can't even begin to describe to you how amazing this movie is and how much it completely and utterly shocked me of how better it was than the original. This feels like a perfect perfection of all the ideas and the overall concept of VHS from the original movie, but this time with a bigger budget, much more gore, much better writing, far less sleaze, and just improving in every single aspect from everything I bitched about in the original. But does that make this movie like the best thing ever? I don't know. Here's my review. I hope you guys enjoy. Trust me, this was entirely unexpected. After being disappointed by the first, I greatly lowered my expectations for this sequel, which might be why I consistently was in utter shock by how massive of an improvement this was. I flat out loved VHS 2. Outright loved it. Like, add it to my annual spooky season watch list. Loved it. The pros, much better wraparound segment. The characters are not pieces of shit this time. Much less sleaziness. There is little to no nudity or sexual things in this movie at all. Thank goodness. Even more incredible gory kills and insane practical effects. Like, this is just like, if you thought the original was the goriest it was gonna get, it's just like, hold my beer! Watch this! We get people exploding, we get people getting mutilated, we get intestines getting ripped out, we get heads getting blown up with shotguns, we have an entire segment that's a POV from a zombie's perspective of a zombie outbreak. And we get to see him in that glorious GoPro camera ripping and tearing apart all of his victims. It is so fucking glorious, and I love it! That one segment alone made this movie amazing. Just saying. Much faster pacing that remains consistent. There's no inconsistent pacing this time, thank fuck. More great acting, perfect runtime, very high rewatchability, and tons of genuine scares throughout that never felt cheap. This movie is hardcore as hell. And I'm not just talking about the gore. Like, the scares in this movie are extremely effective. And cool little fun fact I actually learned about while watching this for the first time and then watching The Kill Count by Dead Me. It turned out that the guy in the first segment that was played by director Adam Wingard was actually supposed to be the angry video game nerd. Yes, James Rolfe was originally supposed to play the guy in the very first segment. But because he was working on his AVGN movie, unfortunately he turned the role down. Real shame. As for the movie itself, well, I'll tell you what. Get this channel to 1,000 subscribers, that'll be the special review. But that is a really cool fun fact. I loved learning about that. That being said, though, the movie isn't quite perfect. There's one little thing about it that I gotta bitch about a little bit. And that is the fact that there is an alien segment at the end. It's very bizarre and feels out of place. Like, even for VHS, it felt like it jumped the shark. Because we have all these other segments that seem somewhat grounded in reality, aside from, the gore and demons and shit. But up to this point, we didn't really see anything like that crazy supernatural. But in this last segment, from a dog's point of view, we get an alien invasion. It's random, there's 0 kills in this segment, and it's not really all that scary. Like, the rest of the segment's terrifying, absolutely terrifying and effective. But this last segment, it just more left me confused than anything. Like, I was having a good time, absolutely, but it is definitely the weakest part of the movie. The weakest part of the movie is its ending. But overall, that's just nitpicks. This is a phenomenal film that is way better than the original and will definitely be added to my annual October binge fest. The last segment may be bizarre, but that's really just nitpicking. I fucking love this movie. Like, I absolutely fucking love this movie. If you have not seen it yet, even if you haven't seen the Verse VHS, watch this one. It is by far the better of the two, and I cannot recommend it highly enough if you haven't watched it yet. So, with that said, let's get to my final verdict. And I was not expecting to give a final verdict this high, this early in the marathon. Like, we haven't even gotten to the classic stuff yet, so. My final verdict for VHS 2 is a 10 out of 10. Like I said, the final segment being bizarre and out of place was just nitpicking. Outside of that, it is a damn gory good time that I cannot recommend highly enough this spooky season. If you want a movie that'll scare the shit out of you, this is the one to watch. Unfortunately, it's about to dive off a cliff because, oh boy. Now we gotta talk about the movie that killed the franchise for 7 years. Yeah, I could not escape bad movies, unfortunately. You can never escape bad movies, no matter how much you try. I'll see you next time where we dive into the flaming dumpster fire that is VHS Viral. Oh boy, it's not gonna be fun. See you in the next review. I'm gonna go prepare my sanity now for the utter garbage I'm about to go watch. See ya.